Hello, and welcome back to Vlogmas Day 9! Oh my god, I cannot believe we're in the final day of single digits. Tomorrow I'll say 10, and then I can't do it on my fingers anymore. It's going by so fast. We're already over 1/3 of the way through, which is crazy. Anyway, if you saw yesterday's vlog, you know that I'm just a teens a little tired right now. Also, today is like one of my work days. My nanny is here watching Goose. I'm getting lots of editing done. Nice, fun, good, productive vibes. But for today's Vlogmas, I thought I'd take it easy and just do a Q&A with you guys. Don't worry, we're also gonna catch up on our advent calendar tonight, and I'll include that in this vlog as well. But just to keep the day going, I'm gonna do a Q&A. But before we jump into today's Q&A, I wanted to talk to you guys about my new favorite gadget, an eye massager from Bob and Brad. And thank you so much to Bob and Brad for sponsoring this portion of the video. As a full-time editor, I spend a lot of time staring at screens, and I have always my whole life been prone to headaches. I've been looking into purchasing an eye massager for a while, and I am so glad that I did. The Bob and Brad Eye Oasis 2 is the ultimate tool to help reduce stress and anxiety and soothe eye strain. It has customizable comfort with a dual layer design and adjustable fit, customized with 5 modes and 4 intensity levels for targeted acupressure relief. You can enjoy a spa-like experience from the comfort of your own home. With Bluetooth compatibility, you can listen to your favorite tunes while relaxing after a long day. In fact, the Eye Oasis 2 prioritizes relaxation with built-in white noise, music compatibility, and a very quiet motor. This massager is great because it boasts convenient features like faster charging, auto off, and a foldable design. Whether you suffer from eye strain, headaches, or just want to relax, the Eye Oasis 2 is the perfect solution. It's also a thoughtful gift this holiday season for anyone who may need a little pampering. I am excited to be able to offer you guys a 10% off code for this product, and I am hosting a giveaway with the brand for one lucky subscriber. If you'd like to purchase one for yourself, you can find the link in the description, and you can get 10% off with the code BOBEYECARE. There's also a link to the giveaway in the description as well. Just leave a comment on this video and let me know you entered. Thank you so much again to Bob and Brad. Now, on to the Q&A. Okay, so I asked on my Instagram story, you guys know, that's where I asked for my Q&As. I pulled 13. Okay, so here we go. Just do them in the order that I pulled them. Okay, the first question is podcasts, audiobooks, or music? Podcasts and music. Here's the thing about audiobooks. My brain can't handle them. I don't know. I cannot listen to books. I've tried a couple of times, and every time it's like they've been reading for 5 minutes and my brain just like spaced out completely. I think that's why music and podcasts work a lot better for me. Honestly, the thing that's playing like in my headphones or like around me at all times is YouTube videos. I have YouTube Premium, so I can like play a YouTube video and then like turn the screen off and put it in my pocket and listen to a YouTube video like a podcast. Like the audio will still keep going. So I listen to like a lot of video essays, but I also listen to a lot of music on Spotify. I like a lot of the pre-done playlists on Spotify, so I probably listen to music more than anything else. If I'm gonna listen to a podcast, the only one that I'm like actively listening to right now is Perfect Person by Miles Bonsignore. He's so funny. I just love all of the content that he makes. So that's like my go-to podcast right now. But yeah, not audiobooks, that's for sure. Okay, next. Any tips for pregnant ladies trying to survive the first trimester? I'm really lucky. I did not have a particularly difficult pregnancy. My first trimester, I was exhausted. That was like my biggest, I was really bloated and super exhausted, but I got really lucky that I really rarely got sick. I know it can be difficult. For me, I would say like honestly, the hardest part of the first trimester was the anxiety. Like, I didn't have my first doctor's appointment with my OBGYN until I was like 9 weeks along, and I found out that I was pregnant at like 4 weeks. So those 5 weeks of waiting for like a full confirmation and ultrasound were literally, that was what was so hard. So I would say just like take a deep breath. If this is your first baby, like really enjoy your time. I could say this about your whole pregnancy, but the thing is like the more pregnant you get, the more like anticipating, the baby you get, the more excited you get about, your baby shower potentially, or like your nursery, whatever it is you're doing to prep for the baby. But the first trimester, it's like none of that stuff is really happening yet. One of the things you just don't know to appreciate until it's gone is just like how much time you have before you have a kid. Obviously, I knew that having a kid would take over my entire life, and literally nothing brings me more joy. But if I could do it all over again, I would really, actually, you know what? I think I did a pretty good job of like really soaking in how much time I had to myself before I, you know, got super pregnant and that took over my life. And then I gave birth, of course, and my baby is my whole life. If you're not a first time mom, I would suggest just like soaking in this time with your current child, your first child, or your first couple of children, because, you know, once you have the baby, it's all over. So I don't really have a lot of tips for if you're not physically feeling that well, and I am really sorry. But if you're mentally just like, then I would just say your whole life is about to change in a major, exciting way, but take the time you have now to enjoy it, what you have right now. Does that make any sense? Next question. Would you rather never shave again or never color your hair again? Oh my God, never shave again. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this on the vlog, but I don't really shave my body. I mean, I shave my armpits every day. But other than that, ever since like I was in high school, honestly, I really wanted to shave so bad when I was like, you know, 12 and 13 going through puberty. When my mom finally let me, I was so excited. And then I had this job in high school that I loved where I was a camp counselor. Actually, I had it in high school and college. And a lot of people that I worked with, a lot of women that I worked with didn't shave. It was like kind of a hippy dippy, you know, New Hampshire summer camp vibe. And at first I was like offended at the idea of a woman not shaving. But the more I got to know people and the more I got to like understand all of their various reasons, because they all had lots of different reasons, the more I was like, yeah, why do women have to shave? And I stopped shaving my legs when I was a sophomore in college. So like 2012. I shave my legs now maybe like 3 or 4 times a year. In fact, they're probably not their best right now. The thing is that like I haven't shaved these puppies since my birthday, which was in May. But you can't really tell because I don't shave my legs that often. The hair is super fine. It doesn't grow back coarse or anything. I'm naturally like I have very dark brown hair. But you can't really tell. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you guys were all just horrified by what you saw. But like the point of this question is that like I don't really ever shave my legs. I shave them on like special occasions, so like my birthday, Valentine's Day maybe, I don't know. Really when I just feel like it, which is rarely ever. So yeah, and I obviously love to dye my hair. It's one of my favorite forms of self-expression. So I would this is the easiest question in the world. I would rather never shave again. Okay, next. When do you think you and Maria will be ready for baby number 2? Okay, a lot of people ask me this or some variation of this. We do want more children, 2 or 3, depending on like our finances and our living situation. Definitely a second one though. Honestly, I'm ready whenever. My doctor told me that I, you know, for the full healing of my body should wait 18 months after August's birthday to start trying again, which would make him a 1.5 years old, which would be next September. We would start trying again. Mario is not so keen. He wants another kid for sure, but he's not so keen to like get on it the way that I am, especially because we are so limited for space in this house and we don't see ourselves moving for like another year or 2 at least. So we'll probably follow the doctor's recommendation and start trying again next fall if we're both still like feeling up to it. I don't have a lot of opinions on like the age gap between my children. I have been asking a lot of my friends who have siblings like what they thought of whatever their various age gaps are, because I'm curious to hear. In fact, if you have like feelings, like if you really liked the age gap between you and your siblings or your children, like please let me know. Mario and I are both only children, so we don't really know like a lot about sibling dynamics and what the implication of having a child earlier or later would be on August. So I don't know. It's also weird as only children to not picture August as our only child, but we knew a long time ago that we wanted at least 2 kids. So yeah, we're gonna try for a second one probably late next year. Maybe, you know, that's a while from now. So like our opinions on things could change a lot between then and now, but that is the current plan, I think. Next question. Opinion on the idea of Santa with kids. I don't like lying to my kids, but it's so magical, I'm conflicted. I am going to do Santa with August. I don't know if that's controversial. I'm just so controversial yet brave. My parents did Santa with me. Mario's parents did Santa with him. Neither of us feel lied to by our parents. Even when I think my parents told me that Santa wasn't real when I was like 8, I was already kind of starting to suspect and I wasn't that upset. I was never mad at my parents for like the lie of Santa. Mario was never mad at his parents for the lie of Santa. I asked around a lot of our friends. None of them were mad about the lie of Santa. So I guess I understand like not wanting to lie to your child, but it almost feels like this like societal thing that we've all agreed upon. And I just think it would be sad for a child to like experience Christmas without the magic of Santa. That's my opinion. 100% my opinion. If you don't want to do Santa with your kid for cultural reasons, religious reasons, personal reasons, you don't want to lie to your kid reasons, that's totally on you. But for me, we're definitely doing Santa. And I hope I can keep it, you know, as magical for him as possible, especially when he's a young kid, because I don't know, there's so few joys of the innocence of childhood, and I just feel like Santa is one of them. And I'm excited. I'm excited to do Santa for August, you know? Next, what things are on your Christmas list this year? Your meaning me. I actually can answer this literally, like I can give you a list, because my family does Secret Santa. Not so Secret Santa, because we all know who everyone has. And so my uncle, who has me, asked for me for a list, and I sent him one a few weeks ago. This is what I asked for. This is literally, I'm just going to read you my email to my uncle. Hey, Uncle David, blah, 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 Christmas list, blah, blah, blah. This year I have become obsessed with my Kindle. I bought it as a gift to myself before I gave birth, and now I don't go anywhere without it. True. I have an auto page turner, but I have had the following things sitting in my cart for too long. So if you'd like to buy me physical objects, here are some Kindle accessories I would love. And then I linked to a Kindle case I'm looking at, a little pop socket to hold the Kindle from the back, some stickers to decorate it, and a stand so that I can be the ultimate lazy girl and just like sit in bed with my little auto page turner. And then a gift card for books, ebooks. And then I went on to say, I also have been really valuing self-care and my rare time to myself, so a gift card to my favorite spa, which I gave him the name of, or something similar would be really nice. I also love face masks, shower steamers, anything like that. Of course, I absolutely love gift cards. If you want to get me a gift card, I would appreciate it to one of the following locations: DoorDash, Trader Joe's, or Target. I assure you any of those locations will be used swiftly. Finally, I've really been valuing experiences over things, so concert tickets, park memberships, classes, and shows are always something I would love. Merry early Christmas, love, Rachel. So that's my Christmas list, literally word for word. Okay, next. What board game would you recommend for someone that doesn't really like them? You don't have to play board games. I love that people want to come to me for board game recommendations, because you guys, I think I have some behind me. Yeah, we have our villainous boxes up here. You know, we have like over 100 board games, and we love board games. But I don't love playing board games with people who don't like them. We have a lot of friends in our close circle of friends here in Los Angeles who don't love like a full giant board game. So when our friends come over, we mostly play party games. This is probably what my recommendation would be. If you don't love board games, get together with a group of friends and play party games. So you can do like, you know, video games, Mario Party, Jackbox games. We do a lot of that. But we also play like Codenames, Just One, Chameleon, Coup, So Clover, Hues and Cues. I would say those are like our top. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting any. Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. That's a good one. Kind of mafia-esque. Those are like our top games that we play with our group of friends, and we definitely have a couple of friends in our group that don't love board games, and those games that I just listed are always a hit. They are party games, so they're not like full board games like you would think when you think something more like Settlers of Catan, but you wouldn't enjoy a full game if you don't like board games like Settlers of Catan or similar. We actually don't even own Settlers of Catan, but you know what I mean. That's my recommendation to you, I guess. Next, would you get any more pets? You guys see Tuna? Yes, and guess who's been on my lap this whole time? Boop. Yes, the answer is yes. Sorry, right away. Yes, we would get more pets. You know, I love my cats more than they have their portraits tattooed on my arm, this arm. I want a third cat really bad. We also want a dog, but the reality of where we live, it's irresponsible to get a dog. We don't have a lot of outdoor space. I would love to get a third cat. First of all, August loves our cats, and they are apathetic at best towards him. They're not mean. They're whatever, you know, but August wants to pet them. He wants to bond with them. He wants to be near them, and they're just like, no, thank you. Which is crazy because they're so friendly, but you know, I think babies are freaking them out. Anyway, I want to get a cat or kitten that can bond with August, ideally. I know you can't really control that kind of thing, but I will say we did a lot of work bonding Beethoven to me, and that worked. Tuna is bonded as hell to Mario through a lot of work on our part. We got them both when they were really young. So I'm thinking if we get a little kitten for August, we could make it work. That's kind of what I want to get him for his first birthday, is a little orange kitten. We already have the kitten named. The kitten probably isn't even born yet, and we already have it named. So yes, the answer is yes, we want to get more pets. Mario always had this rule that we can never have more pets than people, but we've officially added a third person to the family. So in my eyes, that means we can get a third cat. Actually, in his eyes too. We've talked about this. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll probably have a third cat next year. I just love kittens. I love cats. Long story short, to your quick question, yes. Okay, next. Leaving your corporate big girl job for a stay-at-home mom. I'm having my baby girl in 2 weeks. Congratulations. Yeah, I left my corporate job for a lot of reasons. One of which was that we were going to start a family and I wanted to be more available. I personally didn't want to put my son in daycare while I worked full time. It just was what it is. I had progressed a lot in my career. I was at a really high level position at a production studio. I worked at Legendary, if you guys remember. And I loved my career. I loved it with my whole heart. But for a lot of different reasons, I left it to work freelance full time. If you want to know more about like all of that, if you missed that era of the channel, then I will link my like why I left my job video below. It's now been 2.5 years since I did that. And I think it was the right call. Sometimes I miss my big corporate job, my career. I've noticed that I miss the legitimacy that I feel like my career gave my life. But that's because I really measured my personal success, like on my professional success metric. Like I really identified, my whole identity was work. And for a lot of reasons that was really toxic to my mental health. Now I would say almost none of my personal identity is tied to my work at all. And I think that's been really healthy for me. Obviously, you know, there were a lot of perks to my job that I really miss, but this time that I've had to be with August, like while he's little, I wouldn't trade anything for that. And obviously everybody's situation is totally different. My situation is completely unique to me. But if it's something that you're financially capable of doing, leaving your job to be a stay-at-home mom, and you feel like that's where your heart is leading you, it really worked out for me. That's all I can really say. It was a great choice. And yeah, I miss my career. I miss a lot of the people that I worked with. Of course, I loved what I did. And I was really fucking good at it. But yeah, I don't know. On a personal level, I just feel like this was the right call. I've never felt more like fulfilled as a human being than I have in the last like 2.5 years, to be quite honest. Totally different vibe. My favorite Christmas movie. My favorite Christmas movie is Love Actually. Say what you want about Love Actually, cheesy, whatever. That movie gets me every single time. I've probably seen Love Actually like over 100 times. It's my dad's favorite Christmas movie, and we watched it every year after it came out. I think it came out when I was like 10 or 11. What year did that come out? Yeah, it came out when I was 10. So I've watched it at least every year for the last 21 years. Literally, me and my dad like quoted at each other. And it was part of our father-daughter dance before we did the choreographed Lizzo dance. We had like a little snippet from Love Actually play. And it is a Christmas movie, so it's gotta be my favorite Christmas movie, like undoubtedly. Close second would be Elf. Elf is so fucking good. Timeless. It like truly holds up every single year. So does Love Actually. I'll fight you on this. Next. Do you and Mario exchange gifts? If so, do you have rules? For example, a price limit or a number of presents? Mario and I do exchange gifts. We don't have any rules. Although, this is making me think that maybe we should. It's not a bad idea. We don't have any rules. It's never been a problem so far. Usually we just check in and we're like, how many are you getting me? How many should I get you? Like, you know, we don't usually tell each other what we spent, but it's never been like so unequal that it's crazy. We exchange presents every year on a tradition that we like to call fake Christmas. If you're not new to the vlogs, then you will have seen several fake Christmases of years past. It's basically the Christmas that we celebrate as like our own little family before we go off and celebrate with either his parents or my parents, whichever we're doing. This year we're doing his family on the East Coast. So before we leave, we will be doing fake Christmas here in LA with just the three of us, where we will exchange like the gifts between me, Mario, and August, and that way we don't have to like travel with gifts and stuff, and we still have like our special Christmas morning, but it's fake Christmas morning. We do it every year. I'm sure it'll be on the Vlogmas this year. I'm 100% sure. Okay, next. What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself in 2024? Okay, first of all, 2024 was like, I feel like I've said this every year, but this is without a doubt true of 2024. The most transformative year of my life. I gave birth to a child, and I found so much joy in motherhood, something that had always been a big question mark. Childbirth, motherhood, all of that stuff was stuff that I knew I wanted to do in theory without understanding what it really was in practice. And this year I got to really understand what it meant to be a mom. And my baby is the light of my life, the joy, like my greatest joy. I've learned a lot about myself and my mental health, and like I've learned a lot about my baby and like what he needs from me and like how to care for my marriage. I feel like through many ups and downs, I'm coming to the end of the year with like a really good understanding of like what my family looks like right now and like how I can show up for them, how I can show up for August as a mother, for Mario as a wife, and for myself. And what that balance looks like between work and responsibilities and everything in between. And I'm hoping to go into 2025 with that balance like remaining, because I've just recently found it. Coming out of my like bout of postpartum depression, like the hardest thing for me was feeling like I had no balance in my life. And I've been working a lot these past couple of weeks to find it. Obviously every day is different and every day is crazy, and I think you guys are seeing that on Vlogmas. Like, it's not 100% planned out all of the time, but I have a good sense of like what needs to get done, what I'm responsible for, who I'm responsible to. That is something huge that I learned that I'm hoping I can maintain through the upcoming year. Oh my God, last question, you guys. Okay, do you enjoy being a YouTuber? Yes, of course. This is all voluntary, right? Like, I would not do this if I didn't love it. It's actually really interesting, and there's a reason I chose this question. I didn't mean for it to be last, but it's nice that we're ending here. I have always said, I've always maintained that YouTube is my hobby, right? I have a job. Right now my job is editing for other people. And then I run my YouTube channel as a hobby. But the reality is I've actually made enough money on this channel this past year that I can start to consider this like a part-time job. That I am hoping, and I'm like scared to say this out loud, but I'm hoping to make a full-time job by the end of next year. That's my objective. I have been doing a ton of work behind the scenes prepping for content in 2025. I want to post 3 times a week. I want the videos to be like what you guys like want to see. I've experimented a lot this past year. You know, I've had to experiment because I had August, and you know, I had to shift away from doing vlogs the way I used to do them. I've experimented with a lot of content. I found like some things that you guys really like, some really things that you really don't like, things that I like and don't like. And I'm really investing in my channel and treating it as a job for the very first time in my life going into next year. It won't maybe come across as too different to you guys, but in my mind, this has always been a hobby. Next year, I'm treating it like a job, which means I'm gonna be taking it even that much more seriously. Something about me is that like I'm intense when it comes to my work. I've never missed a deadline in my life. I take things very seriously when I feel like professionally responsible for them, even though I quit my big time corporate job. That mindset has never gone away. So I'm like almost a little afraid to be like saying all of this out loud, but this is a lot of what I've been like thinking about and ruminating on. Big things are coming to the Rachel Rambles channel in 2025. If you guys like content from me, then buckle the fuck up, because I am so excited. I literally already have a roadmap of my plan for the first quarter of next year, and I have my like shoots scheduled, and I just have like, I have a lot of stuff in the works. So the original question was, do you enjoy being a YouTuber? And the answer is yes, I always have. I have loved making YouTube videos since I was a teenager. I had a channel when I was a freshman in college in 2011 that I didn't pursue and continue, and I really should have, but I got sidetracked with life. And I started a new channel, this channel, in 2016. I think I started this channel, and it has been through so many iterations, but I am so fucking happy with where it's been like the last 2 years. And I think this upcoming year is like gonna be the best yet, truly. Yes, I love being a YouTuber, and I'm so excited to like actually call myself a YouTuber. I guess my point is that I've never really considered myself a YouTuber. This is like, YouTube is my hobby, but now I am willing to take on that name. Again, this is all like semantics, but it just changes like my mindset. Okay, you guys, that was the last question. I'm gonna go back to editing, which is what I was doing before I sat down to do this, even though Beethoven is literally so peaceful on my lap. Let me take a picture. You guys won't even believe how cute this is. I mean, come on, so cute. But yeah, this is not the end of the vlog because we're gonna do the advent calendar tonight, so I'll see you guys then, which for you is in like 2 seconds. We're here, we're at the advent calendar portion of the evening, and we have to do 2 because I fell asleep super early last night.
5.
So 6.
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
I found 7. Or 6. Dark milk.
Dark milk.
I think I'm gonna like this one.
Dark and milk.
And then here, I'm not gonna like this one. Milk hazelnut.
Milk hazelnut. You don't like nuts?
I guess I have to eat them in order, which is a bummer. I don't want to finish with this one. Okay.
We'll just take a bite of each, and then if you don't like this one,
Oh,
I'll
fair.
Good.
It was good. I would say one of the things I'm discovering with all this chocolate, it's very crumbly.
Yeah, it's crumbly chocolate. I know. I don't know if that's like
I don't know how I feel about
a
that.
storage issue or if that's just how it is.
Maybe it has to do with like the fact that it clearly seems to have melted and reformed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, you might like dark hazelnut because it's like Nutella.
It's not dark hazelnut, it's milk hazelnut.
Even better, it's like Nutella.
Oh, I can tell.
You don't like Nutella?
It's alright.
Damn, I ran on Nutella in college.
No, it was better.
This is a good texture.
Okay, the chocolate portion has ended.
All right. We're on day 7. So that clue took us to Sherlock's home office where we had a pin board and all of these cards that we had to cut out that like went on the pin board in certain spaces, and then the clues were like embedded. And there was 3 clues inside the office in here, and each clue was a number. And honestly, it was really easy to figure out.
Yeah, what the fuck is Sherlock doing?
I know, honestly,
supposed to be
that
the world's
was
greatest detective and
possibly the easiest since the first day.
yeah.
Okay, this is all garbage from our cutouts. Okay, and now we have door 8. Babe, that was great.
Daddy nailed it.
That was great. So we just found the next door. That one was fun. It was a Jesus themed, but basically
Bless up.
it gave us a clue that we had to look for a gold star. We found this gold star on an old clue sheet, but it wasn't that. It was actually on the back of the box for the like example. It had a gold star in front of it. But then it wasn't just that. There was 3 red ornaments in it, and there's 3 red ornaments on our decoder. So we put in the code that was on the back, but then it was really the numbers that were underneath the red ornaments. We figured that one out pretty quick, actually.
Yeah.
That was good. I liked that. Those were 2 good ones. I haven't read anything yet this month.
Oh, you mean your smut books?
My smut books or any. I was gonna start a non-smut book, but maybe that's why I can't get into it.
Why are you reading a non-smut book?
It's just what came up on my Libby. I put a bunch of holes on stuff.
Sometimes
I read non-smut books. Sometimes.
Are you booked out, or is this a phase that you're over?
I'm not booked out. I'm not booked out. I think it's not a phase that I'm over. I think it's I'm editing so much.
Oh, well, it's your fault.
It's your fault. But it's okay. But I was trying to think, because normally when I like have a second, I'll read. And the last like week or so, whenever I have a second, I edit to like try and get ahead of myself on Vlogmas. Yeah. So yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow I'll do a bigger book update because tomorrow is our book club. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Vlogmas. It was a bit of a different one. I did a Q&A today. Oh,
any good cues that it got some nice tight A's?
Please never phrase it like that again. Yeah, a couple. You'll have to watch the video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look it up!
Oh, that's how I'm gonna
That's how it's out. Yeah.